welcome to my Flosstube channel, Thread the Needle. My name is Bonnie and I live in Newfoundland, Canada. I am so happy to be here again today to share with you all of my lovely cross-stitching adventures. For those of you who are returning, thank you for coming back, and to anybody who's new or has only seen a couple of episodes here and there, welcome. This is where you will see me talk about my intense joy for full coverage cross stitching. So we'll jump right in. I have just a few projects whips to show you before I get into the start of my March bracket matchup. And so we'll go from there. So it's not a usual update like I normally do with my focus pieces and going through my whips. So it's a little bit different, just to give me a chance to talk about what I'm doing for March. Now, the three pieces, whoa, dropped one. The three pieces that I got to work on towards the end of February before March began was, we're gonna start with London. The London piece has been so enjoyable. The detail is really, really great. And this is how much I got done. So as you can see, I filled in more of the leafy area in the arch and a little bit here. And it's coming out fabulously. I'm really, really enjoying that. It's gonna be so beautiful when it's done. Now, next up, I'm gonna lay that just right there. Next up in the rotation pool, now this was when I was still pulling a name out of the bag as to what piece to work on next. Next came Mini Opening Night, which is the ballet dancer piece. And I got a really nice little bit done. It's still working on the background, so not a lot of interesting stuff going on, but the background makes a difference. Without the background, you have no picture. So I think it's lovely, and it's an easy stitch. You don't have to concentrate as much. You do, in a sense that you have to count and make sure, because when it's a background piece like this, to get that gradient color, there's a lot of like checkerboard design within the stitches. So you do have to pay attention, but not as much as if it was like a confetti filled area. You know what I mean? So that one is always a really fun piece to work on. Now, let's see. Then up in my rotation came Autumn Owl Trio. And here is what that lovely piece is looking like. So as you can see, I'm gonna hold it like that, there you go. As you can see, I got to work a little bit more in this diagonal right here. So I filled in the eye section right there, and I'm gonna fold it like this so you can see a little closer. So I was able to fill in that section, and it was, the colors in this are just so lovely. I really enjoy working on this every time. Okay, now comes to my beginning of my March bracket matchup. So I decided to join in the fun in what everyone calls, I think it's called March Madness or something like that. So I decided to give it my own spin on it and my own name, and I'm calling it March bracket matchup. So the way that I decided I wanted to do it was to select 8 projects, and from March 1st to the 8th, I stitch on each one. Then you take March 1st project and March 2nd project and put them up for a poll, and you all get to decide which one moves forward into the next bracket, and so on and so forth. So day March 3rd and March 4th get matched up together, March 5th and March 6th get matched up together, and 7 and 8 get matched up together. So today is the 7th. So let's start from the very beginning of the month. We had, the very first project that I worked on was Mini Avarice. And so I only get to work on each of them one night. So depending on how much time I have, or how tired I am, and some got a little bit more work done on them than others. So here is Avarice, and I got to fill in a lot more of that diagonal, which was lovely. I got about 250 stitches in, which is not bad. So I finished filling in that diagonal. There was a couple stragglers, and I think I finished it all, and then I was able to start filling in this area. Got a few stitches in, so that was nice. Then in March 2nd I put this one up against this one. So this one is lovely. I got filled in a little bit more of this, and I've got in about 320 stitches on this one. So that was a good night. So yeah, I'm working on that diagonal right there. Beautiful. So between the two, the winner on the poll on Instagram was Sapphire. So she will be moving forward into the next bracket, which will fall on March 9th. So that one will be moving forward and no longer need this one. The next two that were matched up together were, Enchanted Garden, and I was super excited. I don't know what day this fell on. I must have had a lot of stitching time, or I was just really in the groove, and I was just going, and I managed to stitch about, 560 stitches on it. So this is what it looks like from afar, and you can tell I think from here down, there was a lot of holes of confetti stitches, so all of that got filled, and then I filled in all of this pink scattered stitching. So this is the bottom of the whole project, not just the page, the bottom of the project. So I got some really nice progress done on it, and I'm super happy. So this one was on March 3rd. Next to it, what got pitted up against it was Little Dreamer's Tree. I'm sad to say, whatever day this fell on, I don't know if I was tired or if I had a headache, whatnot, I didn't stitch anything on it. But lo and behold, even though I didn't get to put any stitches on it, I still will get to stitch on it, because between the two, that one was this one. So everyone wanted this one to move forward, so it's going to move forward. So hopefully this time it comes around. So this one will be on March 10th, and it will likely be pitted up against this one. So we'll see from these two which one moves forward. I hope I'm not confusing you, but it's all on my Instagram. You can follow along. So this one gets moved forward. Now, March 5th was a favorite of mine. I decided to put this one into the mix. My Sleepy Owlet. Oh, it is such a joy to stitch on. And so I was able to fill in a little bit more right here in the face and into the bottom of the face. Oh, so much fun to stitch on. So this one was up against Tiger Dreams. This one is still not a lot showing up at all, just, a lot of dark stitching, some 939 and 310, and that's about it. So between the two of them, and I don't know who the winner is yet, because the poll only went up yesterday, so I'm waiting until tonight to see the final winner. But I will tell you that the Sleepy Owlet is in the running to win. It is ahead, and I think, and I hope that it will win, because I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more stitching on that one. So we shall wait and see what happens with that. And then for tonight, I think I can go ahead and tell you. For tonight, March 7th, the second last project in my list of projects for the brackets is the peacock one. So I'm really looking forward to stitching on this one tonight. And this one goes up against my new start, my new birthday start for my friend Leanne, Small Town Stitches, and on YouTube and Instagram, that's her. That's going to be a fun one. So tonight, this one, tomorrow, the new start, And between those two, we'll see which one moves forward. So then after tomorrow, I will have 4 projects left in the second stage of the brackets. From that, I will have 2 left over. From that, I have a winner to stitch on for the rest of the month, which is going to be really weird for me to stitch on just one project continuously without changing. Now, at the same time, I am working on my silver anniversary project. So I'll have a bit of progress to show you on that at the end of the month. But it has been a little hectic. We'll see how it goes. I'm really enjoying the process. And then because when March started, in my little whip selection bags, I had maybe 3 projects that I hadn't pulled yet. And so I think in April, I'll put all my whips back into the bag and start pulling random projects to work on again. I really liked that way of doing things. It was random, but it got me excited as soon as I opened up the little piece of paper to tell me what project I'm going to be working on. And I really enjoyed that method of doing things. So I think I'm going to continue with that. It was lots of fun. But in the meantime, I will go along with what is selected. At least I got to pick the first 8 projects that go into the brackets. And it was a little hard trying to decide which, and I didn't want to make it too many projects, and that means that the final project wouldn't get much done on. And my goal is that whatever project wins the brackets, I think I set my goal. I have to look back on my notes or in the previous video. I don't remember how much I said. I think I said my goal was going to be like 1,500 stitches or maybe 2,000 stitches. I have to see. I'll set a goal and try to work towards that goal as the end of the bracket matchup comes. So it's been exciting and fun, and I hope you enjoy following along on Instagram. It's definitely a journey, let's say, and we'll see how my adventure continues towards the end of the month, because like I said, I like the variety and having to stitch on just the one project. We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for joining me again today. It has been so much fun. I hope you all had a chance to pick up a little bit of stitching and spend about 10 minutes with me while you're stitching on your project, or you just watched along. Always, always, always a joy. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Happy stitching, everyone. Bye.